We continue to celebrate 20 years of local sports here at BCSN, presented by First Solar, by recognizing our top athletes in each sport. Tonight, Justin Feldkamp and Greg Franke join us in studio to reminisce on Greg's top 20 wrestlers who've hit the mats in our area.
We are hitting the mats on this edition of the top 20 wrestlers of the BCSN era. I'm Justin and that is Greg, and Greg came up with these fantastic lists as we continue to look at 17 different sports over the course of the month of December. Here is the list in alphabetical order. Ignore the rankings, just alphabetical order. Joey Blaze, Marcus Blaze, the brothers, Rocco Kaywood, Cole Evans, Mario Guillen, Moises Guillen, Nate Hagan, Jake Henderson, Savannah Isaac. On the girls' side, Greg Isley. Plus, we got Blake Montre, Alex Mossing, Josh Mossing, Billy Osborne, Mitch Rogaliner, Richie Skreptak, Matt Stencil, Josh Venia, Dan Waltermeyer, and Caleb Yates. Let's start with the Blaze brothers at Perrysburg because they churn out some great wrestlers at Perrysburg, a number of them Yellow Jackets on this list. Joey and Marcus. Joey already at Purdue, and Marcus recently, just this year, committed to play and wrestle at Penn State, the #1 ranked team in the NCAA.
Yeah, and we had them in. Joey was one of our 20 all-time athletes,
yep.
Two-time state champ. And again, you say once more, he scored 1,000 points, that's great. What about two? Well, winning one state championship is the culmination of most people's career. But if you turn around and do it again, that's just beyond anything. And I remember talking to him that day in the studio. We were standing right about here, and I said, I bet it helped you having someone to go down to the basement with and slug it out when you needed to and just work on your technique and things of that kind and some sibling rivalry fueling it. And he said it absolutely did. And when you can take practice home like that against such a high-quality opponent, it can't help but make you great.
Yeah, Marcus trying to become a 4-time Ohio State champion. As you take a look at this list as well with Savannah Isaac. Girls
she
wrestling.
Already is a 4-time champion.
Correct. Girls wrestling has become more prominent, not only in the state of Ohio, but really across the country. And Savannah, you talk about a dominant athlete. She fits the bill.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And anytime you can win that many championships in a row, you've pretty well proven that. She's gone on to wrestle at Life University, and it is a growing sport. And I think that as it grows, the competition gets better and better, and it becomes more challenging to stay on top. And when you've won as many titles as that, of course, you have the so-called mark on your back because everybody wants to knock off the person that's on the peak like that, and to defend her status that many years in a row is really incredible. And she too was one of our 20 all-time athletes regardless of sport, so that shows how great she was.
Matt Stencil wrestled at Clay, then wrestled in the Mid-American Conference, won 4 MAC titles with Central Michigan.
Yeah, and I think that maybe more than any other sport, or certainly right up there, the program is what is important in wrestling. Bedford, Clay, Perrysburg, you mentioned some of them. You have to have a tremendous amount of desire to be a wrestler and to go through the training that's required. I wouldn't be able to do it. I played hockey. I thought you had to be tough to do that. But wrestling, that's a different universe. And so the best of the best out of these kinds of programs are obviously going to be outstanding. And he proved himself not only obviously in a great program at the high school level, but beyond, as just about all of these wrestlers did.
Yeah, at Perrysburg, Coach Scott Burnett in that Clay High School for such a long time was Coach Ralph Coverly, who's now with us on the BCSN side. But those types of leaders of growing young men really make an impact on the mats.
No question about it, and as I said, the dedication that you have to show. So many of these athletes were 2-time champions. Nate Hagan, Mitch Rogaliner, Alex Mossing, Blake Montre, the list goes on. And so, yes, as special as it is to win 2, and you would think on a list like this, you might say, well, there's a couple that did that and they're going to be at the top. And there's a lot of them. And there were too many state champions to get them all on this list. Yeah. There are people that went all the way and won state champions, and it's on. Maybe if it was after 25 or 30 or 50 years, we could get them all on. But by that time, there are going to be that many more champions. And that's just like I said with football, making major college program and being great wasn't enough to get on that list. Winning a state championship wasn't enough necessarily to get on this wrestling list.
Another great list, Greg. Let's take a look at the top 20 wrestlers of the BCSN era over the last 2 decades here. Congratulations to all of them on this list as we continue to look at the top 20 athletes per sport over the course of December.